Guys, the strangest thing just happened. Filled with despair over the loss of, all of my Pokemon, I came back to Geosange Town, to the big crater in the middle of the town, where the ultimate weapon once stood, and over here to the entrance to Team Flare's secret lab, which apparently has collapsed in the aftermath of the whole ultimate weapon incident. I actually didn't know it would do that. I don't know that I've ever come back here in a playthrough before. But as I stood by this crater, a strange glow came from the rocks below, and suddenly all of my dead Pokemon were alive once again, filled with life energy as if from Xerneas itself. And somehow I think that they're never going to die again. The radiation also turned my experience share back on, so that's kind of weird, but who am I to question it? But, with my Pokemon's new lease on life, I have assembled a team of absolute heroes ready to take on the league, get through Victory Road this time, and go become champion. It starts, of course, with Big X, the Xerneas. Gotta be present for a playthrough highlights team, and probably it was Big X's power that brought everyone back in the first place, but who's to say? It's a mystery. Hero the Lucario is also back, ready to Mega Evolve and tear through the competition as long as they don't throw high jump kicks at him. Cake the Swirlix is back and carrying the Eviolite again. If we're bringing Pokemon back to get to the end of this playthrough, obviously Cake has to be there. If anyone's the star of the playthrough, it's her. And I'm sure she's ready to feast on some more opponents as we head into the league and beyond. Our starter, Gandalf, long lost, finally is returned to us. And no longer afraid of the Psychic-type curse, as I think the infinity energy of the ultimate weapon is just more powerful than that. And then I had a few options for the last two slots. I thought about bringing back the Klefki that I was so happy to encounter. I thought about Shockproof, the Lantern, who was very much Cake's running mate for a while and gives me a water type. I thought about any of the flying types from the early game that put in a lot of work back then. Or the Haunter, because I like Haunter so much. But instead, for the last two slots, I started with a Grass type, and a starter, and another Mega Evolving Pokemon. Viney the Venusaur is back, and I'll teach him I'll teach him Energy Ball in a moment, finally make use of that TM. And then in the last slot, Wayne the Bibarel returns, partly as an acknowledgement of how he carried this team in the early game, and partly because of his ability to learn Strength, Surf, and even Waterfall if I decide that I want that. Bibarel, carrying teams in HM-heavy games since 2006, often literally on its back. So that's what we're going back into Victory Road with, but everyone else is alive and well, too. The Death Box now stands empty. And I may not be the chosen one, but I've been given another chance to go and show this region what I can do. I'm going to do some quick TMing, and HMing perhaps. Let's see. I will have to teach Surf to Wayne, which is fine. I'll dish Water Gun or whatever he has in that slot. Gandalf being able to learn Grass Knot is actually kind of interesting. I feel like I might as well, at least for a while. I don't know if I'll keep it long term. Actually, can Gandalf learn Energy Ball? We'll find out. Got rid of Scratch for that. I forgot that Bibarel can learn Thunderbolt. That's kind of weird. Oh. Can also learn Scald, but don't have much use for that. I didn't remember that I have the Sludge Bomb TM. We'll go ahead and teach that to Viney over, I think it's a Venoshock right now. Yep. I'll save Waterfall for now, but if there's a Waterfall in Victory Road, which I think there might be, I don't really remember, then I'll teach that to Wayne. I'll teach Energy Ball to Viney so we don't have to deal with Solar Beam's charge up turn. Ah. Gandalf can't learn Energy Ball, but he can learn Solar Beam. But I think I'll stick with Grass Knot. And I know I always say that fly is a luxury, and generally I stand by it, but I've made this trek so many times now. Let's just grab a flying type quickly and fly over to Sanchaloon City. As a jumping off point to get back into Victory Road. The Nuzlocke may be over. As a Nuzlocke, this playthrough is done. Nuzlocke failed. But as an exploration of the Kalos region, well, job's not finished yet, so off we go. And thanks to Lysander and the power of Xerneas, we get to finish this thing off. Okay. You've seen the team. We're going right back in. Let's see this fountain in the daylight. I was gonna say, no time for that, but you know what? It's my playthrough. I do have time for that. Very nice, okay. Now, Victory Road. And I do this time have that blood orange iced tea that I was talking about last time, that I couldn't find in the store. This time I found it, so everything's looking up here. But, still got work to do. You can admire the Victory Road layout again. Like I said last time, Game Freak don't tend to mess with these. Don't need to do that whole ramble again. Let's just go deal with that that battle girl who wiped my team earlier. I have a surprise for her now. That's for sure. I didn't even get through the first room last time, did I? Ooh. Imagine this is the Nuzlocke encounter, but of course it's weak to fighting, so wouldn't have saved the Nuzlocke. I think it's a few levels away still from turning into a Hydreigon, isn't it? Isn't that some crazy level like 64? Alright. I'm nervous and excited? I don't think so. I'm ready for revenge. Let's see that Hawlucha. I have just the thing for it now. I didn't last time, but oh, Poison Jab. These NPCs are crazy in this game. It's exactly like that, I think, Reddit comment that I read said. People forgot. This game might have some underwhelming bosses, but it's got a lot of actually pretty impressive regular old NPCs. Is this gonna have Poison Jab too? No. He's living by the high jump kick, dying by the high jump kick. That actually did a lot of damage. I don't know what that's about, but this does more. Looks like you're a bit nervous, but relaxed enough to focus. Oh, no nerves now. Not at all. Relax, relax. All you've got to do is put your trust in the Pokemon that helped you get here. That is a hell of a thing to hear from... Remember, this is her right here. The person who killed the Nuzlocke. We're past that now. Alright, uncharted territory. Well, in a second. Remember when I encountered one of these as my last Nuzlocke encounter and it blew itself up? Turn 1. Anyway. Uncharted territory, time to go where the Nuzlocke never went. I do like how this Victory Road has a mix of indoor and outdoor components. And look at that waterfall. That drop all the way down to whatever is below. All it takes to go on a journey is a pinch of curiosity. That's actually pretty fitting. That's kind of what we started with here. Hey, there's a new Kalos game in the works. Let's check out the old ones. See if they're... Maybe find some stuff we forgot, or missed at first. See how they hold up to our memories. And I think this series has gone pretty well for that. I really think I'm going to... Like, X and Y are never about to be my favorite Pokemon games, but I really think I'm going to come out of this playthrough liking them more than I thought I already did. If anyone's watched all the way through, I hope that goes for you too. Don't care about Lucky Chant. Under different circumstances, maybe. Not anymore. The weight of this backpack really digs into my shoulders. Okay. Traveling alone is fine and dandy, but traveling with friends really can't be beat. Well, in Pokemon X and Y for the Nintendo 3DS, you do a mix of both. Now that's a wilderness down there. Beyond where we get to go in this game. I think something like Wild Furo can swoop out of the trees out here, can't they? Kinda cool. But anyway, back into the cave. More fighting types to fight. Hiya! Bet this also has high jump kick. Doesn't matter now. But yeah, once Big X went down, and I think the literal first battle last episode, the Nuzlocke was kind of doomed, wasn't it? With all these fighting types running around. And you know what? I actually don't have much for a Metacham at this point, even now on this team, but I do have this. Just like old times, here you go, have this play rough. Oh. You want another one, do you? All yours. Of course I don't miss the Zen Headbutt. Almost goes without saying, doesn't it? Cake is back. Let them eat cake. Or you saw what just happened. Cake eats them. Hiya. Okay. I don't really think there's anything over here. I think there's a ledge. Yeah. So if I went the wrong way, I could get back onto the path this way. But instead, we hop over here. Love that I just used another Repel. Might as well just swap Hero into the first slot of the party for now so that doesn't happen again. Oops. I saw that, and I thought it was behind me for some reason. I got my Repel fixed and just blundered right into an encounter again, but hey, that's the top quality gameplay that you're watching for, right? Anyway, goodbye, late game Ariados. Oh good, a black belt. Those are a result of Pokemon strength. Well, I think my friend Hero can handle this. But I'm not going to Mega Evolve because I think I might want to Mega Evolve Viney against whatever his next Pokemon is. Back to having to choose which Pokemon to Mega Evolve instead of just Hero every time. Ah, well, perhaps I should have Mega Evolved there. Oh well. I chose poorly. Do you think Gandalf can finish this off? It did just drop its own speed. You think it takes an Ember? That's still faster. Well, that's called science, folks. Do you think Wayne can finish this off? Hey, there we go. Oh, black belt and a bunch of fighting types? No big deal, I have a big barrel that just hit level 30. Hey, just what I wanted to see. A crazy strong attack like everyone's using here, but resisted and lowering its defenses just in time for a big sludge bomb. Let's go. Okay. Might actually lose this battle. Of course, it didn't miss Mega Horn. Who would? Around here. And I got 2 Pokemon left. Cake, this would be a good time for you to be faster than the opponent, I'll tell you that. Nope. What is happening? Is this game actually hard with the experience share turned off? Like I've been hedging and saying it's harder, but obviously I have the experience share turned on now, but that's a recent development. Obviously I'm bringing under-leveled Pokemon, but I'm also bringing in some of my carries from late in the Nuzlocke. You wouldn't know it by the way some of these battles are going against black belts and backpackers. Anyway, just use a quick little revive there. And I sure hope I can finish this thing off and not get knocked out by an earthquake or something first. Okay, good. But what in the world was all that? I'll teach Horn Leech. Overnight Slash. Get some recovery now on this Xerneas. Impressive. Keep up the good work. Repetition is strength. I don't feel like my performance was very impressive, though. I'm kind of shaken. I had to go heal. Sorry. I'm not going to try to run through this with just a quarter HP Xerneas. We've seen how that's likely to go. What if I have to actually take the Elite Four seriously? I could be in for some trouble there. Cross that bridge when we get to it. Or maybe that thing I've been parroting about, like... I forgot the Cake No Surf. Huh. Guess I could have brought a different 6th Pokemon and taught Strength to Viney, but this is fine. Actually, what I can do is... Where's the move deleter in this game? I can get rid of Surf on Wayne and swap it to Waterfall. Alternatively, I can just not care about that. I don't feel like hunting down the move deleter. Alright, back in we go. Maybe I'll swap Wayne out in the post game. I have some options, but for now, hey, Fire, Water, Grass Core, even if only the grass type is at all strong. Let's get back to that second room in a moment. Guess I forgot to set another repel. That was a little unfortunate when Victory Road requires an HM. I rambled a bunch last episode, I think it was last time, about these being the games where I feel like HMs overstayed their welcome, and so just Game Freak having gotten rid of them at just the right time. I actually don't remember where to go. Oh, right up here. Okay. Swap Big X back to the front. But yeah, I feel like I'd feel better about it if I didn't need strength to get through Victory Road. It's pretty rare that I want to have strength on my in-game team. It's not a bad move, but it's not quite good enough that I usually want to be carrying it. You don't need to say a word. I can tell that you're here because you want to challenge a strong opponent. Yeah, well, yeah, but not you. I want to challenge a strong opponent, or rather 5 of them after this area, if it's all the same to you. But I guess not. Anyway, let's show them why we don't use psychic types in this region. Oh right, I don't have Night Slash anymore. Okay, Mega Horn it is. No, I'm not missing mine either. Goodbye. Your strength with all my being. Okay. Great. Strong opponents you so desire up ahead. I know. This is Victory Road. I know how this works. Once again, rollerblade into a boulder over and over with a nice satisfying thump when it finally lands in the hole. Boom. Oh, and a double battle. Multi-battle? I feel like I'm inconsistent on what I call it when there are 2 opponents and 1 of me, but I think that's a multi-battle, isn't it? Doesn't really matter, I guess. I'm going to teach you a lesson. People call us strange for being more interested in perfecting our teamwork than challenging the champion. Everybody's got their own priorities. That's kind of a theme of this game. You guys are good. Oh yeah, I remember these guys. Psychic fighting team up. The ultimate psychic fighting team up. Both of their Pokemon have both of those types. That's cool. I'll just target a Moonblast into the Gallade and Mega Evolve and Shadow Claw into the Gallade. Try to get rid of that, and maybe we'll one-shot it, and then the other attack will go into the Medicham, or maybe we can double target the Medicham next turn. And it's the former. Very nice. I didn't actually think Shadow Claw would one-shot, so that's very good. Goodbye. Man, this is boring. I guess you need to perfect your teamwork a little better, guys. And if you forget about us, we'll still keep on living. Okay, yeah. Even if you forget about us, we'll still keep on living. That what a weird thing for a defeated Pokemon NPC to say. I mean, sure, yeah, but why did you say that? Anyway, Rare Candy. And Nice little bridge cut across here. It's this way. You'd think a hidden item, but I'm not finding anything. Unless... No. Weird. Back outside. Got a fairy tale girl here. Got some rock smash rocks. What you looking at? You think I'm just doing this fairy tale girl thing for funsies, do ya? Get a taste of my power. Could probably teach rock smash to someone and see what's behind those things. I don't know if I've ever broken those. I don't know if I've ever been a single time before that I've brought rock smash into Victory Road in this game. What with it not being mandatory here. Obviously I bring rock smash to the Sinnoh Victory Road, but if I don't need it, I probably don't have it. But I bet Venusaur can learn rock smash. I could probably just like teach it to Viney over Toxic and then use the Toxic TM to bring that back. Anyway, Horn Leech already paying off. Don't care about light screen. It's not at this point. And we'll just try to Moonblast through this. I could swap to Viney, but let's see what this does. Yeah, that's fine. Might even KO in the next one. Is that Flash? Did it just use Flash? Alright, forget this. I'm switching to Viney. Going for a Mega Evolved Sludge Bomb. What? All these crazy strong attacks all over Victory Road, and this Fairy Tale Girl pulls out Flash. Of all things. Just to frustrate, huh? Should have used it on this Venusaur, though. Too late now. But Sludge Bomb looks weirdly clean in this game. It has like a weirdly perfect round shape for what should be a messy attack. A little bit of an odd animation. Anyway. I've been working at this Fairy Tale Girl thing for a while, but I was still kind of embarrassed. But this battle has given me confidence. Now I can be a Fairy Tale Girl with pride. I don't know what she's talking about. She kind of talks about being a Fairy Tale Girl like it's a job. Like, I mean, I guess that's how some trainer classes go, but like, occupation Fairy Tale Girl? I don't know. Anyway, we'll open up the shortcut just because we can. And then of course we can extend it later on. There is something nostalgic about a big barrel using strength to get me through here. It is kind of like I'm playing Gen 4 again. Apart from the 3D model coming up on the screen. What? What? I don't have a quick ball. I don't want to use the Master Ball. I have something else in mind for that. I'm gonna take my chances with just throw a Dusk Ball. Got it. That would be Shiny Claw. Well, you know what? I think Nuzlocke catching rules are still in effect. I didn't say otherwise, but that's Shiny Claws right there. I did not for 1 second see that coming. With a free and uncaring nature, it doesn't mind if pieces break off while it rolls down mountains. Oh my god. What do I name this? Name it Gold. Coloring kind of fits. Not really. Close enough. You know what? I found a rare mineral that I wasn't expecting that is worth quite a bit to me. Its name is Gold. Okay, yeah, let's see about teaching Rock Smash to someone. I'll do what I said. I'll teach it to Viney over Toxic and then teach Toxic back. Man. Never thought I'd get a random encounter shiny in a playthrough series. That's awesome. Got a PP up. This little tower over here, very old-timey European. And we got a bunch of forest down there. Where do you think that is? Got icy mountains and stuff down there too. Could that be the Dondemil town area? I have a town map. Oh yeah. Yeah, if we're facing northward, I realize you can't see the map, but like Dondemil town is just northwest of here. That could be the Frost Cavern area, due north. Alternatively, it's just a bunch of cool forests and snowy mountains and stuff that I never got to see in this game. In fact, part of me likes to imagine that that area down there might be about where Team Flare found Xerneas or Yveltal. Xerneas in a forest, Yveltal in the mountains, it kind of fits. It's such a small thing to wish for, but I do kind of hope that if ZA is not completely contained to Lumiose City, which it sounds like it might be, we get to see the kind of area where Xerneas and Yveltal are when they're dormant. It would be kind of neat if this game showed us where Team Flare found them. But yeah, maybe it's an untamed wilderness that we get to glimpse from afar but never see ourselves, or maybe that is the Dondemil Town Frost Cavern area down there. Don't really know what Game Freak intended, but in the meantime we've got a Hex Maniac to fight, who says that my aura has an unlucky color about it. I don't know that that's the case, given that I've got this Lucario happily teaming up with me all this time. Let's test our luck, I suppose. I just got a random shiny Pokemon, like, in the last room. I think my luck is pretty good. Just saying. That is pretty cool, the Gourgeist can learn Flamethrower. I like that. It's a nice touch. But maybe she thought I was unlucky because she was going to get a Flamethrower burn. That is pretty fortunate on her end. Unlucky for me, I see. Well, maybe the aura gave you mixed signals. Aura's got a warm, kind-looking color. It just looks unlucky to anyone who would be your opponent. I see. If only Lysander knew. Look at this view! Okay, it's not like the most mind-blowing thing I've ever seen in my life, but it's pretty cool, no? And I feel like it must be their intention, because the Frost Cavern is due north of here. As much as I've always thought of this as an untamed wilderness area, I mean, it can be both. Right? That's a pretty big mountainous area down there. We probably only saw a small part of it. Even if it is where the Frost Cavern is. So this region does have wilderness, we just don't get to go there. But I do like the view from up here. I could stop and admire it for a while, but hey, I've got content to make. Get a heal there. And just in time to battle... guess who? There's a quick ball. Didn't end up needing it earlier, though. Just in time. Oh, what's that? What is that? That is buildings. There are buildings down there. What could that be? I don't think it's that dock area with the fishermen right outside of Lumiose City. It doesn't look like it. But it's a dock area with buildings. What is that? Just another secret of the Kalos region that we don't get to see in this game. Up close, anyway. Those are buildings, right? Sorry, I'm going back to the town map. I know you can't see it. Route 17. Northeast of here is the Mamoswine route. Then there's Anastar City, but that's pretty far east. I don't know if this is anything... You see what I'm talking about, right? That dock with the buildings? I think? I don't know if that's anything identifiable. Looks like a nice fishing spot, though. Maybe a little village or something? I don't know. Yeah, I don't know how I feel. The Galar region is especially bad for this, but clearly we're seeing Kalos has some of it too. The background showing these vast areas that we never get to explore as we're pigeonholed into what I guess is the Pokemon trainer's view of the region that is implied to be bigger and more vibrant than we see. It'd be cool to see something like that. But, hey. I guess they're limited in what they can put into the game. I kind of get it, but... And it is better to have that scenery than not. I'm enjoying looking at it right now. I enjoy looking at the vast fields in Galar that I don't get to check out, but... It is very noticeable that we don't get to check them out. Maybe that is a recognizable area in this game and I'm just drawing a blank, but I don't think that matches anywhere we've been in this playthrough. However, it is pretty to look at from up here, and it does give the Kalos region kind of a sense of scale that it wouldn't have otherwise based on the limitations to where they're able to let us go in the game. So, on balance, I'll take it over not having this view at all, for sure. There's some kind of path down there? No, it's clouds. I was mistaking clouds for a path. Anyway. What was I just saying? Time for battle with you-know-who? Well, if you don't... Here she comes. I've been thinking ever since all that trouble in Jail Songe. Lysander chose only Team Flare. You and I chose everyone but Team Flare. I mean, we didn't really... We didn't let everyone else live to the exclusion of Team Flare. I think they're still alive, except maybe Lysander, but I get what you're saying. But since our positions forced our hands, you can't really say any of us were right. Yeah, I don't really know what you mean by that, Serena. We didn't kill anyone. Anyway, that's why I feel that if both sides have something to say, maybe it's best to meet halfway. So I made a decision. From now on, I don't want a battle just to win, but to see how you and your Pokemon think and feel. That's the kind of Pokemon battle I'm going to have with you right now. I feel... Yeah, okay. I feel like there's a message in there that gets kind of muddled. Because, like, I think what they're trying to say is compromise is good. Lysander was bad, in part because he had an uncompromising view of the world. Which, yeah, I mean, generally I'm inclined to agree. We want a lot of different people with different views to live together and broadly get along. They do have to meet in the middle to an extent. But there are two things that I don't really get about Serena's speech there. One of them is, as I said, she talks about it as if we were the opposite extreme to Lysander. Team Flare, as far as I know, are alive and well, except maybe Lysander, who, if he died, did it to himself, because he fired the ultimate weapon. We didn't kill anyone. We didn't choose anyone over anyone else. We pretty much did just stand up for that world where everyone lives and gets along, so Serena seems pretty silly saying that. Our positions forced our hands. We were forced to do what? Stop Lysander? Like, Lysander wants to kill everyone, we want him to not do that. So yeah, I guess we forced him to not do that. I have no problem with saying that we were on the right side of that one. And then, when I talk about sort of implied political themes in this game, which I'm not sure are intentional on Game Freak's part, especially because I'm looking at this from a very westernized viewpoint, but like when Lysander talks about haves and have-nots in society, I'm kind of reminded of, honestly, certain right-wing figures here in North America who kind of talk in similar terms, like people who are rich did that because they're hardworking and worthy and they're the winners in society, unlike the losers who don't want to work and that's why they're struggling. That's obviously a very crude stereotype that doesn't hold up very well to reality. And Lysander kind of reminds me of that with his kind of elitist take on who deserves to survive in the New World. I think I don't want to get too much into my own political views in a Pokemon playthrough, but part of what Serena says there kind of sounds like a dangerous, you know, let's compromise with the extremists thing. Sometimes the extremists are just wrong and just need to be pushed out. So I think that what they probably just intended to be a broad message about compromise and giving each other some space being good, which I can get on board with, I think it's kind of jumbled there, and I don't think they wrote it very well, having Serena act like we and Lysander were opposite extremes and we need to find a middle ground between the guy who wants to genocide everyone except his rich followers and the people who want him to not do that. I think they really messed up the message there. That's... For the most part, I've liked the dialogue with characters like Professor Sycamore and the whole friend group on this journey. I'm just going to try to set up a Geomancy, by the way. I thought it's driven home the themes of this game pretty well and filled in a lot of the gaps that I maybe didn't understand when I first played through this game. Tied well into Lysander's lore and his viewing himself as a chosen kingly figure, with, as I've been saying, a dark take on those tropes. But yeah, I think they really messed up Serena's dialogue in this part. I definitely feel like I have to criticize that. That said, this is the first time we've seen Serena since then. I'm just gonna try to sweep her with Moonblast. Because like I said earlier, while everyone else was gathered, kind of having some bonding time on that bridge, Serena was training in the mountains alone. Not literally in the mountains. Apparently she was back in Shallor City. But you don't take a Moonblast. And your Water Shuriken won't do much, which you didn't even go for. But yeah, but I said it's okay. As the game pointed out, Serena is still part of the group. She's still connected to everyone else. It's just part of her character to do her own thing for a while. And when she shows up stronger than before, she's ready to connect with people in the way she does best, which is through battle. I think I can Moonblast through this, too, even though it resists. And that's what we're seeing here, although it's not going to accomplish a whole much for her against this Xerneas. Yeah, that's a 2-hit KO. And that is like a 5-hit KO, maybe? Anyway. So here's Serena's character debrief, rebuild the rivalry moment just before the league. And it fits pretty... I mean, most major rivals have something like this, but they fit it pretty well into the story here. Altaria and Absol are not taking Moonblasts. Most of her team is weak to Fairy. I didn't even really realize that when I started setting up. I knew she had the Greninja and the Absol. Forgot about the Altaria. So overall, still pretty good vibes about this part of the story. I just really think they butchered her dialogue before this battle. And I don't want to leave that uncalled out. Anyway, unfortunately for Serena, I got the most broken legendary Pokemon in the first 6 generations. So, she still can't beat me. You know, it's because I met you that I was able to get this far. Well, our journey's not over yet. Who knows how strong we'll get. It's a nice touch, too, that I inspired her through rivalry to keep getting stronger. There's probably a lot of Pokemon rivals, but it means a lot from the competitive battler archetype of the friend group of different Pokemon player archetypes. It's hard to put a finger on it exactly, but I feel like you and I are alike, and that's why I didn't want to lose to you. But I think the reason we're so alike is because we have so many things in common. I'm really happy that we're friends. I'm renewing my rivalry with you. Since you're my rival, I want you to become a stronger and stronger Pokemon trainer. We'll keep getting stronger too, of course. I suppose the first step is mastering the power that comes from the bond between me and my Pokemon, just like you did. Do your best in the Pokemon League. An awesome trainer like you can handle it. It's kind of interesting too. I mean, it's part of Serena's character that we interact with her separately to an extent. We have this battle on Victory Road instead of earlier. But that dialogue after the battle did kind of drive home that Serena has this connection to the player character because of the similarities between us. I'd say especially as battlers and as ambitious trainers pushing our way to the top. Just gonna heal. But And hey, we found common ground. We found something to connect on. But of course, the player character is to some extent what the player makes of them. I mean, they're always going to be a prodigy that is driven by the story to go through and become the champion. So the game can tap into that in the relationship with Serena. But it's just one angle. And I think it takes nothing away from the connections that the player character has with the other three friends who approach the journey in different ways. Be it watching fireworks and light shows with Shauna, or comparing Pokedexes with Trevor, or just like watching Tierno goof off. I don't really know what his equivalent is, but at every step, we got some way that we form these connections, even though we're different people. And that's, you know, there I am just stating the themes of this game again. Anyway, got some more Victory Road to do. Let's get this item. I don't know what it is. I don't know if I've ever broken this wall in a single playthrough before. Okay, sure. I don't think there's anything more to Rock Smash, so I'm going to put Toxic back on Diviny. But I can just teach Rock Smash again if I'm wrong. This is just, yeah, this is just where you go if you slid down there, okay. Maybe it was the, endless infinity energy of Xerneas that made a shiny Pokemon appear. Maybe we'll get another one. That would be mind-blowing for sure. So I've got to steady my right arm at this angle, my left hand goes on my hip. Next, I just bend my knees down ever so slightly, then stick out my chest like this. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't notice you there. But what is she doing? Whatever. The, Shelter? That's what we call it, I suppose. The Shelter chomping down on its tail when it fires the Ice Beam is a nice touch in that animation. And also its eyes closing when the Slowbro faints. They did a good job on that model. We've seen how these take Moonblast already, haven't we? Goodbye. Psyshock over Psybeam, absolutely. What strength? Just what kind of ranger are you? Ouch! I'm insulted. Rangers are only almost as strong as ace trainers. I'm stronger. You think I'm a ranger? I was just working on my victory pose. Is it an important part of being a Pokemon ranger? What do you think rangers do? You're really stuck on that almost as a strong thing, huh? I think this is a dead end. There might be an item. No, not even an item. Oh, it sent me over here. There is an item. Just had to go a ways to get to it. And slide down here and back onto the path. He's probably still working on a victory pose. Those are some similar sounding cries, huh? Xerneas just sounded more impressive. if we're being honest. Oh, you roared at me? Well, I have a better roar. And then the Drotagon probably runs away. Why I could escape so easily. I started out wanting the strength to protect those I love, but now I want to keep battling for the thrill of it. Did I lose my way? Is what I'm doing correct? I don't know, you sound like pretty much every other ranger around here. How's your victory pose? Okay, we're gonna switch Big X out. And I guess go to hero, because, I mean, who else? I got a grass type, a fairy type, and a couple of under-leveled pals. But hey, maybe we'll come in on a poison fang here? Or cross poison. Perfect. Faster after Mega Evolving. That's cool. And like I said, in Gen 6, the stat speed change doesn't kick in until the turn after the Mega Evolution. Because move order isn't dynamic. The stat modifier is same turn, like it is in every generation after this one. Which is why, again, in competitive formats, Pokemon like Beedrill and Diancie that get big speed boosts after they Mega Evolve would run Protect, just to use it on the Mega Evolving turn, and then get the speed boost after. Interesting little mechanical quirk there, for sure. Roar. Let's take this level up. Because why not? It's right there in front of us. Get that item. I think there's a trainer over here. Yep. If Pokemon can so easily fly and swim, what use do they have for us trainers? Uh-oh. 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 Let's not ask too many questions, shall we? What? I have one question, though. What on earth do I switch in on a Talonflame? Probably not Swirlix. Actually, yeah, the Swirlix is Thunderbolt. Let's do that. I'm not going to switch in Lucario or Venusaur. So I think it's either this or just Moonblast through it. Let's try a Thunderbolt. Or a Surf, but I can pick Thunderbolt. I hope she goes for Brave Bird next. These games have my favorite Brave Bird animation in the series. Maybe we'll see that from a certain other Talonflame in the league. Anyway, Cake still got it. After a long hiatus from the team. Only slowed down a little bit, huh? Surely Pokemon don't stick by our side simply to have battles like this. Well, Cake might. It's something that all of us should be thinking about. I don't want to. I mean, okay, the answer is, you know, they formed the bonds with this trainers, and also were able to help make them stronger in battle, which they like. I know, but whatever. She can ponder it over there. Got a league to challenge. Hello. Just go stare at me for a bit until I run right in front of you. Okay, veteran all the way! So what do you think of my theme song? Now it's time for battle. There are 4 kinds of traders in the Kalos Victory Road. 1, just looking for some peace and quiet. Don't really seem to know where they are. 2, just vibing, trying to get stronger. 3, What was the third one? I don't know. We're just gonna move on to number 4. Working on their victory pose or their theme song. Maybe I'm nerfing myself, challenging the league without such things. Okay, I tried to set up a geomancy there, but I'm not going to do that again while I'm paralyzed. Let's just moonblast this. Okay. Well, you had a chance, Big Hex. Can't say I didn't give you a fair shot. I have just the thing to clean this up. Oh, that's a cool Pokemon. But I've seen enough of it already. Goodbye. The theme song didn't help his battling skills, what he just said. The secret to staying young is to spend time having fun with your Pokemon. Every day is packed with excitement, you don't have time to get old. Okay. That's actually a good take. I shouldn't make fun of the theme song and victory pose stuff if that's what you're doing. Anyway, we'll finish the shortcut. That also gives us a chance to go back and heal. So, convenient timing for that. And then there are like 2 areas left, 1 outdoor, 1 indoor, before we're done with Victory Road. Thought there might be an item there. Shortcut's finished. Now we can go back through there without doing that ledge puzzle again. First, let's go heal while we're here. Admire the view one more time. Cold mountains of northern Kalos. That would be a good area for the Yveltal cocoon to be dormant, I think. And hey, in this game, maybe it is out there dormant somewhere, because nobody ever finds it. And lots of forest below for Xerneas to hang out in, if that's its natural range. Who's to say? Of course, at this point, Xerneas is right here with me, facing this Druddigon. And running from it instead of bothering to easily knock it out, which we could totally do. Oh, hello. Did a Graveler just drop down on my head? That's pretty scary. Ugh. I'm gonna come out of it okay, though. Yep, now we're out here. So high up that we can't see the bottom. Look at that. This guy's painting. If battle strategies could be described using colors, I wonder what color yours would be. This is another type of trainer hanging out over here. Someone who's just here for the scenic view. Good spot to paint, I'm sure. Don't know how he got this far into here with a Smeargle. Maybe the Rangers were busy working on the victory poses, or he just told them, I'm not a league contender, I'm just here to paint. And they respected it. I know when trainers lock eyes they have to battle, but surely they also have to respect art. Color of passionate moves is red, the color of cool decisions is blue. Your battle strategy comes in all colors of the rainbow. That's how strong you are. Oh, you can't see the bottom. More forest. Anyway. Big waterfall. Can't actually see much of it, though. Anyway. I did use a Xerneas against that guy. It's a very colorful Pokemon, at least in battle. Really showing the vibrant colors of life in its design. In order to meet strong trainers and strong Pokemon, one only has to battle. I keep saying it, I do like Yveltal a lot. Yveltal is one of my favorite legendary Pokemon, as is Xerneas. But it really does feel like Yveltal got the short end of the stick compared to Xerneas, design-wise, and when it comes to using them in this game. All those colors, the first fairy type. Well, you know, a first fairy type. Able to set up with Geomancy and run through some noteworthy opponents. Okay, clutch Sweet Veil there. When I really made that switch to Surf this thing. And again, I like Yveltal a lot. I am not saying Yveltal is bad. Just that it feels like maybe a little bit of favoritism went the other way in the making of these games. Okay, let's go Hero against this. Not that Cake can't handle it, but why drag this out? We saw Cake surf through a Go-Goat. I don't think this Scizor is holding up against Surf, but this will be quicker and safer. Oh, took an Aura Sphere, but just barely. Goodbye. And, if I'm not mistaken, it's Delphox time. Once again, a Psychic type on the team, and this time, no fear. I don't think we've actually seen an opponent use Pursuit in a while, but it's very freeing to have already failed the Nuzlocke. Doesn't really matter now if they use Pursuit. There it is. Generation 6 does not have any of my very favorite starters in the series. But Fennekin / Bryson / Delphox I chose for this playthrough because it is my favorite of the options here. I think I said it in the very first episode. I'm going to teach this over Ember. Greninja's design, pretty cool, but I'm really thrown by the scarf that's also its tongue. I was kind of grossed out by that the first time I saw it. And it's just a little bit hard to look past. And I don't know that Greninja is otherwise so cool that I can just ignore that. Greninja's alright, I don't dislike it, but here's our waterfall spot. But yeah, Delphox is my favorite this gen. Out of, again, I would say not one of the stronger pools of starters overall in the series. Delphox is alright, though. We're gonna teach Waterfall to Wayne. Over Yawn, I guess. And see what's up here? I think there's a TM up here. And a hiker. Compare this to mountain climbing, I'd say I'm almost at the summit. Yeah, I would say so. Probably doesn't go much higher than this. A Torkoal. That's an interesting Pokemon for a hiker. Kind of breaks stereotypes, but also makes sense. I like it. Let's see how it takes a Surf. Ooh. This guy was ready to fight fairies. Although that actually didn't do that much. Why not wash him down to the bottom of the mountain? does he have in the back? Golem. Does it have sturdy? Unfortunately, yes. And heavy some. Oh, no. Good effort, Cake. I don't think that crit mattered. Think Gandalf can finish this? I think so. Yep. Goodbye. Be so close to the summit and be defeated. How disappointing. Be unprepared is to be inviting danger. That goes for mountain climbing and Pokemon battles. Oh, I don't need you to tell me. Not at this stage in the playthrough. Dragon Claw is cool. Don't think I'm going to teach it to anyone, though. Couldn't remember what TM is up here, just that it was a fairly good one. But that doesn't necessarily mean useful to me right now. This is a nice little big hill they've got for Victory Road. But hey, one room left and we're through. For all the training I've received here on Victory Road, my body is ready. Think you can defeat me? Are you going to battle my Pokemon yourself? Or are you going to use this Trevenant? Sounds like someone's dragging furniture upstairs. I hope you can't hear that. I wonder what they're doing. I don't think this will be true anymore by the time this goes up, because I'm moving fairly soon, but right now I live under an Airbnb. So no telling at any given time who's up there, what they're doing. It's not usually very loud though, so that's good. Sometimes there's no sound at all. Just Moonblast through this Gigalith. Anyway, like I said, by the time anyone's watching this, I probably don't live under an Airbnb anymore. Oh, wow. Burn into Sandstorm into Protect, I see. Oh, why did that Moonblast do so little? Didn't the first one do like half? Damage rolls, man, they got me. Well, here comes Viney's first energy ball. Hydro Protect, of course. Didn't go for the double, though. I guess this is why it was good to choose Bulbasaur over Charmander for this post-Nuzlocke situation where I'm using both starters. As cool as it would be to be running through here with Mega Charizard X. You've got youth on your side, but we've got years of experience on ours. This will be a battle of youth against wisdom. Alright, let's see. I do like this last gauntlet at the end of Victory Road. This is a straight line through here with trainers. Final test of that you're worthy to get to the league. It's a very simple design, but I like it. It's fitting. I don't know why they stopped making victory roads. I am sort of curious what kind of discussion they might have had about that internally at Game Freak. But I do kind of miss them. I guess, I mean... Sword and Shield are one thing because, like I said, they put the league in the biggest city, but also you do have that snowy route beforehand. It's not a victory road, but it's something. I guess the thing about Scarlet and Violet is they're more open world than anything that came before them. Veterans like myself, yeah. Inspiration tree even harder, that's cool. I forgot to check whether this guy ever explained what he meant about his body being ready. Why? My furious fist can pulverize even boulders of granite. How could I lose? Oh, is it because I spent so much time training myself and not training my Pokemon? I feel like there are a few games that have NPCs like that. Even Chuck in Gen 2 kind of... He tries to boast about how tough his body is, and then he's like, what's that? Oh, it has nothing to do with Pokemon? Yeah, you're right. It's not a bad bit that they keep going back to. Anyway. Cap off your string of battles, want to come at me with all your might. End of the gauntlet. Anyway, I guess it would be tricky to have a victory road in Scarlet and Violet, because you could just... Once you get your sandwich lizard strong enough, you could just, like, climb past any obstacles. I guess what they'd have to do is, like... put the league in a dome or something, so that you can't just climb up a hill to get to it. You have to go through a cave, but that would be kind of weird then. If the league were all enclosed like that. Maybe that's why they didn't bother with anything of the sort. But again, Sword and Shield don't really have a victory road either. The Alola games are in kind of a gray area, where they have an area that's like a victory road, but it's just not called that. So... maybe there is a design change intentionally in recent Pokemon games that they just don't do Victory Road anymore. And back to wondering why. Might never find out. Anyway, I didn't have anything I wanted to switch in on this Skarmory, so that's why I just went for the heal. Into Aura Sphere, into, we'll finish it off with Power Up Punch. In case I want to throw off a boosted Shadow Claw on something else. Like this. I didn't say, but I was genuinely worried that it was going to be faster and just land a Focus Blast immediately, because that's kind of how things have tended to go in this game. But I guess a level 64 Mega Lucario is faster than a lot around here. And since Umbreon is bulky on the special side, I'll just throw off Power Up Punch into this. Probably only take one or two. Only one. Goodbye. Veteran Gilles. The last trainer before the league. Lost with all his might. You're more powerful than imagined. How about you line up in here with us? No, you've got better things to do. That's just what I was about to say, actually. Go ahead with all your might. Yeah, sorry, I've set my sights somewhat higher. Safe to say. Can't see the bottom up here. At the summit. Do you think Mr. Bonding is in here? I really hope not. I'm sick of that guy. No, not lurking in a corner this time. I don't think Mr. Bonding can get through Victory Road. Defeating the champion is one step to going stronger. Well, I guess I should wait to say that after defeating the champion. Well, that's about to get harder to do, my friend. The Pokemon League is the place where you challenge the Elite Four, known as the strongest Pokemon trainers, and the champion who reigns over them. Is adapting to any opposing trainer the sign of real strength, or is strength more about staying true to my own style? Strong Pokemon, weak Pokemon... I don't know, dude. Play however you want. I'm gonna buy, like... I'm gonna buy my way up to, like, 30 Full Restores and 30 Revives. make things potentially a bit less annoying. And I'm going to make a team change. Unfortunately, it is like Gen 4. The barrel carried my team on its back with its HM moves. But there's someone else I want to swap in for the league. We're going to bring our lucky charm for this episode. Our golden graveler. Currently we're using Bulldoze, Stealth Rock, Earthquake, and Explosion. We'll try some TMs. Probably at least teach her like Rock Tomb. But that's now going to be the 6th member of the team as we head into the league. It just seems fitting, you know? Okay, Rock Tomb for sure. Don't need Bulldoze and Earthquake. Just drop Bulldoze for a different move that lowers speed. I can keep Explosion now that it's not a Nuzlocke. It's not like that's an absurd thing to do. I can get rid of Rock Polish. Power-up Punch? I'll ditch Explosion for Power-up Punch. Anything else? Brick Break, but I'm gonna keep Power Up Punch instead of Brick Break. Boosting is nice. Nothing else really stands out. I didn't check what ability Gold has. That might be good to know. Sturdy. That might be good to know. Okay. Team set. Let's see what the photo spot looks like here. Well, I don't know that I'm quite done with you yet, though, Phil. Here's the latest photo that I'm proud of, and it's this. But hey, come a long way, haven't we? Saved the world. Experienced tragedy. Bounced back. Now it's time to aim for the top. And speaking of visual media, I think there is one other thing left to do before we go in. I'm feeling good. I got a strong and cool team that I've been using for a long... made up a Pokemon that I've been using throughout this game. And a surprise newcomer that I was delighted to run into in Victory Road. Well, I think we need to hype ourselves up a little bit more. The league is a big deal. Let's watch this PR video that we made oh so long ago. I think you'll agree. That's not what I was talking about. What PR video is that? Second slot? That's more like it. Yes! I think you'll agree, that's what this playthrough is all about right here. Everything that's happened over the last... What episode is this? Is this episode 10? Is this 11? 8 jam. I think this is episode 11. Everything over the last 11 episodes summed up in one simple video. Yes! Alright, I'm fired up now. Let's go to the league. Look at that. I do like rollerblading through the pool in front. That's a nice touch. Got some more people to talk to. You sure you're ready for this? One more step, and you'll beat everyone. Beat it. Big echoey space here. The Elite Four await you at the Pokemon League. Their specialties are Fire, Water, Steel, and Dragon. You can choose to battle them in any order you please, so all you need to do is win and move on. Clop, 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 clop. We got all this art along here. That's Diantha's floor. I don't know what some of these others are about. That's just a Pokeball symbol. And let's see if they're the same on the other side. I'm not actually sure. Clop, 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 clop. Yep, exactly the same. Okay, in we go. Interesting layout, of course. These two doors. Pick one, and then the champion's room is in the middle section once you get that door open. Not sure what I make of the statues. One kind of looks like a person, one kind of looks like a fox. Don't really know what they were cooking. But anyway, our goal is to go under this stained glass window right here. We got 4 opponents to beat first. In this other big echoey area. You're the illustrious X, aren't you? Welcome at last to the Pokemon League. I am one of the Elite Four. People know me as the Fire-type Pokemon user, Malva. Here in the Pokemon League, you'll encounter the 4 of us, the Elite Four, and our champion. If you hope to meet the champion and challenge her here, you must first defeat the 4 of us. Do your best, because if you can't impress us with your real strength, you'll never get to battle her. We haven't actually been told, if this were our first playthrough, we haven't been told who the champion is. Have we? I feel like I didn't guess, but also I didn't really think about it. Tell me in the comments if you knew who the champion... not if you knew, because it could have been spoiled, but if you correctly guessed who the champion was by the time you got here the first time. I feel like I didn't even think about it on my first playthrough. Anyway. It should be a walk in the park for you, right? The quote-unquote hero who destroyed Big Bad Team Flare. She was that newscaster lady from earlier. Do you think she was sympathetic to Team Flare the entire time? Crazy. Now. This, of course, this game came out during the trend of Elite Four that can be battled in any order instead of a gauntlet with a fixed order. Personally, I kind of prefer a fixed order. I guess I just like to think about the Elite Four in a linear way. And so even when the order is free, I kind of make myself do that. In Black and White, which were the first games with flexible order, at least on my first playthrough, I just went left to right. I did that in Black and White 2. I do that in all the Alola games. In this game, that doesn't quite work. Because, of course, they're in this square formation. Or rectangle, whatever. However, not to be deterred, and I swear this really is how I chose what order to battle them in my first playthrough of this game. I just imagined a line anyway. I imagined this room opening up at the bottom, and these doorways being shifted so that they did form a line, with the lower ones on the outside, meaning from left to right. My headcanon order of the Kalos Elite Four, the order that I think of them in when my brain wants there to be a fixed one, has Drasna first. And so that's where we're going first this time. Into the Dragon Mark Chamber. That is really how I made up my mind on what order to fight them in. I imagined them opening up like that, lined up. Drasna on the far left, the one opposite her on the far right. Going from left to right, just like I did in Unova. This fancy room kind of broke the game for a second there. Hope they don't all do that. Anyway, I do like these Elite Four chambers. They're appropriately impressive while showing off the types that they represent. If I go back onto this, do I get the option to go back down? Not that I want to, but I'm just curious. No? And so here she is, my headcanon first member of the Kalos Elite Four. Oh goodness, hello to you. Welcome, welcome, come in. You must be a strong trainer. Yes, quite strong indeed. That's just wonderful news. Facing opponents like you and your team will make my Pokemon grow like weeds. I feel like this Elite Four kind of gets dumped on for not having a whole lot of personality, not being all that memorable. As is typical of an Elite Four at this time, they don't show up throughout the story earlier. And we've seen a lot of Elite Four characters at this point. I think we've been playing since early in the series. So kind of like how HMs overstayed their welcome around this time, I kind of feel like the idea of an Elite Four who are secluded away at the Pokemon League, we don't see them earlier. For a lot of players, kind of overstayed its welcome in these games. I'm going to try to beat this with Hero, and then go back to Big X for the rest of our Dragon types. Anyway, I think that's fair criticism. And they've made adjustments here and there. I mean, in Sun and Moon, pretty much everyone noteworthy shows up earlier in the games at some point, with the one exception of Kahili, but then that stands out because you get to her room and it's a new character you haven't seen before, at least in Sun and Moon. I liked that because it was different from what else was going on in that game. Anyway, my point is, these characters are not that memorable to very many people. They don't really have strong personalities except Malva. Malva's an exception. I think she's memorable to people. And I'm not exactly getting a whole lot from Dresna in that pre-battle dialogue that makes me want to stand up for her. I think I probably am just going to endorse that criticism of the Elite Four, that they're a little bit forgettable in this game. But we'll see as we go through the rest of them. I definitely don't have many thoughts coming in about Dresna as a character, just like she has a few dragon types. Her ace is a Noivern. Her room looks cool. But I couldn't honestly say that I remembered much about the character. Anyway, I'm going to swap back to to Big X anytime at this point. But honestly, do I even want to? Extreme Speed? That's a cool move. And yet, I don't think I want it. Sorry, it's a Lucario. There's a lot of competition for move slots. I don't really need the priority on this slightly over-leveled Mega Lucario, and a normal type attack is just not that interesting. Cool move, though. No doubt. Big X can learn Psych Up. Definitely not. Got Geomancy if I want to change its stats. I will just swap out from this Noivern and go back to Big X here, I think. I guess Lucario's not that over-leveled. It's at the same level as the Elite Four's Ace. That's not over-leveled at all. Nonetheless, I'm so afraid of that Flamethrower that I'm going to go ahead and set up a Geomancy on it. Please don't finish me. That was a crit, which is good. It still didn't do too terribly much damage. So if that's a crit, especially if she's going to miss the next one, we should be in good shape here. Also, we should be faster after this Geomancy anyway. And that should about do it for Dresna. Once again, Xerneas just too broken here in its debut game. I don't know what it's like coming in here with Yveltal. I'm sure Yveltal is very strong in a Y playthrough, but I can't imagine it just runs through some of these opponents like Xerneas does. I don't know, let me know if you played Y. But we'll clean up the Altaria. It helps that the rest of our dragons are not terribly strong. Noivern isn't even a terribly strong Pokemon, it's just a cool one. I like Noivern a lot, but its stats are not amazing. But Altaria, pretty easy to deal with. Druddigon, pretty easy to deal with. And there goes Dresna. Oh dear me, that sure was a quick battle. I do hope you'll come back again sometime. Yeah, what a nice lady, but not a whole lot of personality, huh? Oh you're too much. You and your Pokemon are simply charming. The one thing she does, which to be honest, I find a little bit annoying when it's a playthrough, when it's not a playthrough like this one, and I'm just trying to zoom away. She stops you to talk. After you've gone to leave. Oh, you're going already? Farewell, then. What do you think this is, Dresna? Oh dear me, was I the first to lose you at all? If I made you feel too confident, that won't be very fair to the others, but I suppose you better hurry along to that elevator over there to face them yourself. Yeah, Dresna's just kind of pleasant, but not terribly memorable. The elevator teleports me back here, and of course, in my artificial left-to-right order, the next one is Wickstrom. In the Ironworks chamber. I think he leads with a Klefki. I'm going to try leading Gandalf. Gandalf is obviously underleveled, but I'm going to give it a go. Does he set spikes with his Klefki? Can Klefki do that? I think he does. We'll find out. Boom! Giant swords dropping. Seems like a health and safety nightmare, but it's a very cool Elite Four room. Probably my favorite in this game. And Wickstrom, unlike Drasna, wastes no time. I don't even have to go run all the way up to him. He'll come to me. Sadly, that's kind of the thing I find most memorable about him, along with the armor, but well met, young challenger. Oh, and the fact that he has an Aegislash, which I think I mentioned, on my first playthrough I had a double A to my team, and I didn't know that it could evolve into anything. So this was the first Aegislash I ever saw. That was pretty cool. Verily, I am the Elite Four's famed blade of hardened steel, Wickstrom. With my magnificent Pokemon at my side, I will reveal the scope of trainer achievement. Let us both give our word that our contest shall be fair and honorable. Ready? En garde! Okay, Wickstrom's a little more memorable. I remember that pose, too. There's still not a ton to him, but maybe he's the second best of this Elite Four. We'll see how Seabolt holds up when we get to him last. Have I commented on the music yet? I like the Elite Four music in this game. That's my comment. He does set spikes. Mystical Fire is a move I've not used very often in a playthrough because Delphox learns Flamethrower not too long after, and it's just stronger. But hey, we're getting some use out of Mystical Fire here as well. That resisted Dazzling Gleam really doesn't do much. We should be able to clean up this Klefki. Cool Pokemon, Klefki. But not terribly offensively strong. See ya. Anyway, so it was kind of nice to see the Mystical Fire animation back when that move was exclusive to Delphox. Not a move I've typically kept very long in a playthrough of this game. But I don't think Delphox can handle this. I think I need a hero. Actually, I'm gonna go for a Power Punch, because I think this has Sturdy. I don't think I can just delete it with Aura Sphere, but it might delete me with the Earth Power. Let's see. Yep. If it KOs. Yep. Alright. Well, what else have I got for this? I got my own Sturdy and Earthquake user. Oh, wait! I don't get the Sturdy because I landed on the spikes. Oh my god, okay. Well, do we take an Earth Power? Or a Flash Cannon? Well, that would have been a cool play if you hadn't set up spikes. I actually could have gone Cake and used Surf, but this should be fine. But he still has a Scizor and an Aegislash. What is my game plan for those? Might try to get Gandalf back in against the Scizor. Well, here it is. Let's sack Cake. Fish for a Thunderbolt Para. Never mind. I don't know that Gandalf will take an X-Scissor, but let's see. Whoa, we're faster! That doesn't KO though. Night Slash. Well, good effort. At a, what, 22 level disadvantage? I'm gonna sack Big X and revive Hero. I'll definitely need a hero to get past this Shining Knight. Thought about going for an attack, but good thing I didn't. He does have the Bullet Punch. We've seen all of its moves now, haven't we? Iron Head, X-Scissor, Bullet Punch. Night Slash, pretty strong. But nothing good to cover this. Shame I've already used my Mega. And now... there's this thing to worry about. This broken Pokemon. I'm actually going to switch back to Viney and get a Leech Seed into this. If nothing else, we can wear it down slowly. But, like, I'm wary about spamming Shadow Claw into potential King's Shield, you know? There's a King's Shield there. Will he go for it again? Nope. I think King's Shield only blocks attacks, right? So I don't think it would block Leech Seed. But in any case, we got the Leech Seed up. And there's the Blade form. Doing big damage. Probably should heal, to be honest. Yeah, the Elite Four, I mean, I turned the experience share on not very long ago, and I brought some under-leveled Pokemon in here, trying to bring a good mix of what I used in this playthrough. But in this playthrough, where I've been doing Nuzlocke rules, swapping Pokemon in and out of the team, mostly had the experience share off. The Elite Four are putting up a bit more of a fight than I'm used to. But maybe it's just that the Steel is such a good type, and Aegislash really is a pretty broken Pokemon in this generation. We'll see how the last two members hold up. Let's get to enjoy this music a bit longer. His turn to heal. But of course, Aegislash does not have good defenses in Blade form, so even a resisted Energy Ball is doing some chip. For sure. With the Leech Seed, actually, that looks like a 2-turn KO as long as we take his next attack. He never used King's Shield again. Maybe because I'm using special attacks? I don't know. Ah, but we don't get the Leech Seed KO this turn because he knocked out my Venusaur. But should be able to just finish this with Hero one way or another. I can just Shadow Claw, and if he goes for King's Shield, the Leech Seed will finish him. Or he can use a full Restore, but then the Shadow Claw might KO. Because it's still in Blade form. Close. But the Leech Seed doesn't quite finish it, so I'm going to play it safe and revive someone. And I think that someone will be... the lowest level Pokemon I brought, Gandalf. But he knocks Hero out here, so actually, it's still not over, because I need someone to be conscious on the field at the end of a turn for the Leech Seed to finish him off. So, should probably go bulky here and revive Viney. Sadly, no longer Mega Evolved, of course, but maybe still able to take a hit. Yeah, I'll heal Viney. I'll bring Viney in and use a full Restore, and then I should be able to get that last bit of Leech Seed chip that I need. This Aegislash just put me on notice. I don't know that Malva or Seabolt has anything as strong, but it wasn't exactly a clean sweep here, was it? Oh my god! Oh, thankfully we take that crit. If that had one-shot, would have lost. But instead, Wixstrom is defeated, and we're halfway through the Elite Four. Glorious. The trust that you share with your honorable Pokemon surpasses even mine. Yeah, that was scarier than I expected any of these battles to be. What now? What sweet, glorious pain and joy now rock my mighty heart. My will, which even shakes spears, trembles at so fine a battle as this. I am undone. Good sir, you are indeed our equal, and worthy to enter this lofty hall. So you have struck down 2 of the Elite Four. The road is still long. Do not waver now. Yeah, okay. I like this guy. He's definitely got more personality than Dresna. Even if his personality is just like old-timey knight dude. It's something. Again, I don't really have much of a defense to make of the Elite Four in this game. It is, I think, definitely one area where the Pokemon formula up to this point showed its age. But Wixstrom's not bad. And Malva's not bad either, and guess what? She's next. Just gonna heal everyone first. Malva leads with what? Pyroar? I think that's right. I'm gonna put a certain someone in the lead that I think should be a good matchup for that. And off we go to the Blazing Chamber. I do like that they have individual names. That's a nice touch. For the rooms, I mean. Obviously, the people always have individual names. A quick little flare. And boom! Also a good one. Also kind of a health and safety nightmare, I would think. And here's Malva just relaxing on her chair. She's not going to come to us or follow us after. Welcome, challenger, to my Blazing Chamber. I am Malva, and I shall be your opponent today. Oh, that's it? Okay. Wasting no time. This fiery battle background. Let's see if we can douse it with a surf. That Hyper Voice did a lot of damage. That surf did less damage than I wanted. That Hyper Voice got a good roll there, didn't it? Well, I have another special summon for at least the Pyroar. Don't know about the rest of her team, though. But at least this is a normal type, as well as fire. And that means it should drop to an Aura Sphere. Goodbye. I held off on Mega Evolving because Thick Fat on Viney could come in handy later. Okay, I actually kind of want to stay in on the Talonflame. The reason is, I don't think Hero is that good into the rest of her team. And the Talonflame, I think, uses like Brave Bird and Flare Blitz. So it's going to do damage to itself while it does big damage to Hero. So I'll just throw off a Dragon Pulse if she lets me. Take this Flare Blitz. Watch my health bar disappear in an instant, but there goes some of hers. And now... we can hit this fire and flying type with a rock attack, assuming it lands. Talonflame is honestly... it's a cool Pokemon. Oh, hang on. Best Brave Bird animation in the series. I'm genuinely disappointed that they kind of cut it down. Like they kind of condensed it in later games. You don't see the big zoom up and the swoop down anymore. It's really lacking. Gen 6 was peak Brave Bird. Anyway, what was I saying? Yeah, one knock on Malva. I could set up Stealth Rock, but she only has one more Pokemon to bring in after this. I don't think I can be bothered. One knock on Malva is Talonflame is cool, but it is still an early game bird. It's a bit of an underwhelming ace for a member of the Elite Four, and especially the most interesting one who has ties to the evil team. Maybe Pyroar should have been her ace? I don't know. Maybe this really was the best they could do. Like, Pyroar is a great lead Pokemon for her. Kind of ties her to Lysander. And Talonflame is cool. It gets cool points, for sure. Absolutely, it's a cool Pokemon. It's just not quite... it's just lacking a little bit in terms of strength. That's all. But, hey, they want to give her a new Pokemon, there are only so many. It's certainly cool. They didn't choose that badly, I think. It's just a little bit disappointing. I probably harped on it too much already. Let's throw a weirdly clean-looking Sludge Bomb into this Torkoal. And I kind of wish I had set up Stealth Rock, because her last Pokemon is Chandelure. I don't know what I'm going to do with that. The good news is I'm using up her full restores here. And I think I'm going to start with a Toxic into the Chandelure. And I think already, that was probably her last full restore, wasn't it? So she won't be able to heal the poison. And the absolute worst case scenario is I just have to stall it out, which should be fine. I got my thick fat Venusaur here and a couple other Pokemon in the back. Perfect accuracy Toxic from my poison type. Just have to break through confusion. This is another member of the Elite Four who's definitely putting up more of a fight than I'm used to, when usually I play through this game without Nuzlocke rules and with the experience share on the whole time. So that's cool. I guess I'll go for Leech Seed. I might as well. Don't really want to waste PP on my attacks. The chip recovery might be nice. Or, you know what? That doesn't waste any of my PP. That's okay. Try again. I think we take a Flamethrower. Yeah, just barely. Snap out of confusion. There's the Leech Seed. That'll chip it down a little bit more. The recovery isn't really helpful this low. I think I'll use a Full Restore. I feel like I might as well. Instead of just sacking this and going to like Big X or something. We're wearing the Chandelure down. That was a pretty scary crit right there. I'm not going to use another Full Restore right now. If she gets the KO, she gets the KO. But I'll just throw off a Sludge Bomb. One way or another, the Chandelure goes down here. She does get the KO. That's a strong Pokemon right there, but everything succumbs to poison eventually. Except poison and steel types. Even them, if you make use of certain interactions. And see, Gandalf already learned Flamethrower here, so we're getting rid of Mystical Fire. Bit of a letdown for a starter signature move that I always get rid of it so quickly. We got a little bit of use out of it. Now we got a stronger fire attack. What news? So a new challenger has defeated Malva of the Elite Four. Fantastic. Utterly fantastic. Why does everyone say that in this region? Remember Viola saying fantastic over and over? And then I think like Grant or someone did it too. It felt like it was going to be a thing. But then it wasn't, and I kind of forgot about it. But Malva's bringing fantastic back. I'll report to all the world the news of you and your Pokemon dominating the Pokemon League. Either the localizers really like the word fantastic, or there's something used over and over in Japanese that they translated to that. I don't know. I am a Holocaster star after all. Heh, I'm such a busy woman. If you beat the last of the Elite Four, you'll face the champion. Oh, what else have you been busy doing? Elite Four, Holocaster. Is there something else that's been taking up some of your time? You been working on anything else lately? I'll see you in the postgame. One member of the Elite Four left. First, some healing, of course. Cake is not necessarily the worst lead into Seabold, but I think would be overpowered by his Clawitzer. But I got someone else to throw out that. I think that Clawitzer is going to be in for a bad time after I make a quick change to my lead spot. Malva's door is a different color from the others when it's closed. You see that? She really stands out. But now it's time for the Flood Chamber, and it is going to be flooded once we're inside. Imagine the cost of building and maintaining this league building with all these bizarre and no doubt tightly regulated for safety Elite Four decorations. I've joked a bunch through this game about flooding people's rooms when my Pokemon use Surf, but Seabold just floods his own for me before we even start the battle. I can't measure up to that, but maybe I can win anyway. He's lost in thought when we approach, which shows a bit of personality, I guess. No, I simply can't say. You there, young man, I have a question I must pose to you. Do you think Pokemon battling can ever be worthy of being called an art? I don't think I've ever said no to this. So part of me is tempted to say no and find out what he says. But I don't have it in me. I think it's a dumb answer, so I'm going to say yes. Sorry, expressing my real views there. Indeed. You see, cooking is the type of art that disappears as soon as it is completed. Pokemon battles are the same. Even memories of sweet victory soon fade after the battle ends. To devote yourself entirely to such a life, made up of fleeting experiences, that is truly artful. You know, I think he's onto something there. But let's give him an artful experience now, shall we? Enjoy this Elite Four music one last time in this playthrough. I don't think this game has any powered up Elite Four rematches, right? So there's not really any reason to come back in here in the post-game. Unless I'm mistaken, but I don't think I am. Okay, while I was dealing with that Clawitzer, I looked up his dialogue on Bulbapedia. It looks like if you say no to Pokemon battling being an art, he says, "Fool! You silly, unseeing child. If all you seek in life is to fill your stomach with some tasteless matter, then why are there chefs in this world? We labor tirelessly to make something wonderful that will disappear from sight as soon as it is enjoyed. That is the life of a chef. That is the life of a trainer." So he's not really all that interested, in my opinion, huh? He knows what he thinks. I mean, I think he's right. But why ask? If you're to call me a fool if you don't like my answer. Maybe he's trying to see whether he thinks I'm worthy or something. Oh, there's a screenshot too of him saying, "Fool, you silly, unseeing child," and it's got that jaggedy speech bubble when a character is really exclaiming something, like when Lysander says, "They're filth!" Seabold's got that there. Should I set up a Geomancy on this Starmie? I think I'll try it. Yeah. Even after the drop, I think that'll be fine. And yeah, there's no Elite Four rematch. Looks like there's some Battle Chateau stuff. You can show up there with different writs of challenge. I don't really know what a writ of challenge is. I haven't explored Battle Chateau that much, I guess. Should I work on that in the post-game? I don't know. Honestly, I think I might find that boring, so maybe not. Wow. That Geomancy didn't quite put in the work that I thought it would, but we still got past the Starmie. If he goes Clawitzer next, I can Horn Leech that for recovery. Into its double weakness. Grass. Don't think I need double edge. No gold. Oh, we had a light screen up. I forgot. I saw it go up, and I still didn't think about it. Anyway, it's gone now, so let's Moonblast this Gyarados. Maybe it's silly of me to not heal while I can, but I'm not really worried about the rest of this battle. Okay, we're gonna drop the Waterfall here. Guess I got a little greedy with the Geomancy, but got a Thunderbolt with this Gyarados' name on it. He's going to use a full restore, but I don't think that's going to matter. Might take one Thunderbolt. Yeah, but it's not going to take two. Running through this game with a Swirlix again really takes me back. Let's see if we can annihilate this Barbarical with an Energy Ball. If not, I've got a stronger Energy Ball user in the back. Or maybe he misses his next Stone Edge. Or Mrs. Razor Shell, but no such luck. That's okay, Cake. You did your best. You have a good rest. You did great. I got just a thing for this Barbarical. Goodbye. I shall store my memory of you and your Pokemon forever away within my heart. You see, he likes me because I agree with him about art, or whatever. Devote yourself entirely, so even that which will fade and disappear is ingrained forever upon your heart and mind. That is the only fate for any human. You have drawn forth the strength of Pokemon with your own particular style and method, and now you can challenge the champion. Okay, I want to think for a second. There's a contrast here. There's like a juxtaposition. Hang on. Because Seabold has a whole spiel about art being a thing of beauty that is fleeting. You create it and it's wonderful and then it's gone. I feel like there's a way that I can think about that in juxtaposition with Lysander's whole eternal beauty thing, that he only considers beautiful things worthwhile if they never fade away, while Seabold seems to kind of consider fading away to be inherent to beauty. I don't know that there's any deeper I can go with that, but I wonder whether they intentionally set that worldview up in the league for that bit of contrast. And Malva next door, of course. I don't know that she ever gets really into her philosophical reasons for supporting Team Flare, but she probably has a different view from Seabold. Drasno doesn't have much personality at all, and Wickstrom is doing his goofy night routine. But Seabold, who, in my headcanon order that probably means nothing, is the last of the Elite Four, offers a pretty compelling competing view right there. And of course, that's right before the champion, who we saw rejecting Lysander's idea of eternal beauty long ago, early in this game. Did that last round of healing, and only the champion remains. Door open, bright light. Malva has the only red door here. Truly, she stands out from the others. Interesting. Anyway, off we go. The Radiant Chamber. It's all elevated, can't go over there. This looks like a good chair for the champion to sit on, like the Elite Four chairs, but of course, we haven't gotten onto the elevator in this room yet. Up we go. We got balconies and stuff in this room? What is this room for? If we just go up here to this even more colorful room with a bunch of type symbols and stuff on the floor. I do like the design of that floor, for sure. We got curtains billowing. And I said that she rejected Lysander's vision of beauty early on, and that helped to set us up to what some of the conflict of the story would be about. But I feel like we haven't seen Diantha in quite a while. Got flower petals on the floor too. She's been absent from a lot of the story. Certainly more than someone like a Cynthia. Or an Alder, even. Welcome at last, dear trainer. As you must know, I am the champion Diantha. Oh, but you are. You're the child I spoke to in Lumiose City and Comarine City, aren't you? Yeah, that's the last time we saw her, back in Comarine, isn't it? Then that means that you are also the one that dear Augustine said. Of course, how could I? Oh, I must look like such a fool not to recognize you sooner. You and your Pokemon are the ones who stopped Team Flare for us, after all. It seems wrong of me to say this, but thank you. You saved us all. I can't wait to see what you and your Pokemon are capable of now that I know exactly what it is that you've done already. Yeah, I'm curious. Tell me in the comments, 1, if you have a headcanon fixed order for the Elite Four in a game like this. Not that I don't ever vary the order. Sometimes I do want to play through. If I'm doing like a themed playthrough, I might do the easier matchups earlier or something. But if in your... Tell me if you have a headcanon that the Elite Four go in a certain order in this game, whether it's the same order I said or a different one, and what your reasoning is if you have any. And tell me if you guessed whether Diantha was the champion, without knowing before you got to her. I don't think I thought at all about who the champion might be on my first playthrough. One more time, Yveltal getting a little bit of the short end of the stick as Xerneas stands out so nicely on this colorful battle background. We're going to try to Geomancy sweep her. Forgot that her Holucha has Poison Jab. That might ruin my plan, but actually that didn't do that much. We'll take another one. Yeah, Diantha really has... Oh, that was a crit. Wow. Diantha really has been more absent than most champions. Hasn't she? And she didn't... I mean, I'm not saying she has to show up in the final battle against Team Flare. I joke around about, oh, I left to grind for a while and no one did anything, but of course that's just a contrivance. That's kind of how Pokemon's games have to go. The story, you can go do whatever you want, the story can't proceed until you're there. We can suspend disbelief on that one. Tyrantrum is not the move here. But, yeah, I think the idea is Lysander makes his big announcement and we go intervene and everything happens pretty quickly, and people like Diantha and the gym leaders and whoever else don't really have a chance to show up and help deal with it. I'm going to heal against this. I'm not sure I one-shot it. So if I ask, where was she then? I don't think that's a failing of her character or the writing or anything. I think it's kind of just how it goes in a game like this, but... I mean, Cynthia showed up and got involved. Alder had no choice. The villains went to him. Lance showed up. It was kind of his only presence before the League in that game. Where's Diantha been? I feel like I don't really know her, except that she's a famous actress and she disagrees with Lysander about the nature of beauty in a way that lines up with reasonably well with what Seabolt was talking about down there. Anyway, we just annihilated that Aurorus through the light screen, so I guess I was wrong about needing to heal. We'll see about this Goodra. It's a bulky Pokemon, but of course it's weak to Moonblast. Oh, it takes it pretty well, actually. And it just casually throws off a Fire Blast, because that's the kind of game this is. I have 5 Moonblasts left. That should be enough to finish her off, though. Although she has nothing else weak to it. We've already taken down her 3 fairy weaknesses. I feel like Yveltal is still good here. It's strong against Holucha and Gourgeist, at least. But then she has 2 rock types and a fairy type ace. I don't think Yveltal can do this. Yeah. That was a really long-winded way of saying that I feel like I don't know Diantha very well compared to most champions at this point in the game. White screen's gone, so even if she heals, we should knock it out here. But I don't know if that's necessarily a failing of the writing. I don't really feel like I need to know the champion as well as someone like Cynthia or Alder. I guess it's nice, though. There's not really any downside to it, but like, I personally wouldn't mind if I showed up and the champion was someone I'd never seen before who's just monstrously strong. Not that I'm making Diantha look monstrously strong here, but you get the idea. She could have been. I guess it is better, though, if the champion is someone we know and ties into the story and the story and themes and whatnot. And Diantha does a little bit of that, but it's perhaps a weakness that she doesn't do more. That ramble went longer than I meant it to. I actually am going to run out of Moonblasts here. I only have 1 left, and I think she's going to heal. But yeah, Xerneas just ran through most of her team like it was nothing. I don't know if Yveltal can do that. But I'm playing X, the broken game. Let's just casually knock it out with a Mega Horn. Oh, she got another Solar Store. Well, that's fine. Even if Xerneas goes down, I've got the rest of my team. I can Mega Evolve my Lucario and knock this out with Shadow Claw. Or whatever. But no need, we don't miss Mega Horns around here. Champion defeated. Witnessing the noble spirits of you and your Pokemon in battle has really touched my heart. Yeah, I guess it is bad that we don't know her that well, because I definitely consider her a less memorable champion than most of the others. She's certainly no Cynthia, but there's only one Cynthia. But she's no Lance either. I'm so choked up that it's hard to know what I should say, but She's certainly no Leon. I'm just so glad at this moment that I was good enough to be the champion. After all, it gave me the chance to meet and battle with you and your wonderful Pokemon. Now I understand why dear Augustine, Professor Sycamore, said he needed to get Lumiose City ready for the new champion. Ooh, he called it. But before I take you there, my dear X, would you mind coming with me? Professor Sycamore knew. And by the way, how's that for fleeting dynamic beauty? Diantha achieved the highest level of Pokemon training success in the whole region. And it was not eternal. Someone came along and defeated her. But she's not bitter. She's not trying to kill the whole world. She's moving on to the next step in her life. Grateful for what happened. And I think it would be fair to say, taking out of a Seabold-like view, appreciating it all the more for the fact that it's not forever. But she always has that experience, and now she can move on. Here we are. I'm so glad to welcome you in. This grand chamber is where you enter the Kalos region's Hall of Fame. This is where Pokemon trainers will live on forever. Remembered always for giving their all in battle to the Pokemon League and for the glory and light that they shared with all. Alright, perhaps there is something eternal to it. It's not like there isn't room to preserve and remember beauty in this region. Here we go in the Hall of Fame. Come, X. Your love for your Pokemon. And the way those Pokemon gave everything they had in battle for you. We'll record them all right here for eternity. So there's room for eternal beauty and art of a sort. But it's not the same person holding on frozen in place in one spot in life forever. She's not upset to have lost the championship. But she always will have had the championship. You could say that's something else Lysander didn't understand. Anyway, we got Big X, we got Hero, Gandalf, Viney. I don't know what I was cooking with that nickname. It's terrible. Cake. And Gold. Look at that shiny coloring against that background. And here's everybody at long last in the Hall of Fame. Xerneas, Lucario, Delphox, Venusaur, Swirlix, of course. If any Pokemon is the face of this playthrough, it's Swirlix. And the shiny Graveler that we happen to find in this very episode. The very composition of this team, dynamic, ever-changing beauty. With a wonderful result to be preserved for eternity in the Hall of Fame. And now we move on. A few days later, crowds of people gathered in Lumiose City to celebrate the 5 defenders of the Kalos region and to cheer for its new champion, X. Professor Sycamore spared no expense. Or, got the city to spare no expense. I mean, he's been working on this since Lysander was defeated, hasn't he? Just about. I like that. We go off to the edges of the region and complete the adventure we set out on. What an amazing turnout. All of these people are here to celebrate your achievements. And in the background, Professor Sycamore is getting this final payoff ready. I'd like to present you with the honor of Kalos for the bravery you showed in battling Team Flare. I'm so proud of you all. And it's all 5 of us being celebrated. On behalf of the entire Kalos region, I'd like to say thank you. They've really gassed me up as the champion, but it's all 5 of us being honored here, as it should be, because we came together to stand up for the future of this region. And now here's the region's past. AZ in the flesh. Battle with me. Got all the way through the crowd to stand right in the parade path, but I guess who's going to stop this guy? I want to know what a trainer is. And now it's AZ's turn. After a long, long, long life of regret, wandering the region. Little more than a legend, not connecting with his people and Pokemon. It's time for him to build connections again. through battle, as trainers do. The crowd in the background's a little weird. I don't know why they're so blue and dead still. Even the kids raising their arms up are like perfectly still, just standing there in actually an X shape. That's kind of fitting. But even so, let's see if we can geomancy through this guy. Put on a bit of a light show for the eerily blue and still crowd. Here we go. I don't think that burn is going to matter. Maybe it'll wear Big X down enough that I'll have to bring someone else in to finish the job, but let's see. Let's see how this Torkoal takes a +2 Moonblast. Obviously the theme of AZ's team is very old Pokemon, which is kind of a nice touch. Not going for the special attacks anymore because of the +2 special defense. So he got Torkoal, and then I think he's got Sigilif and Golurk. All Pokemon that maybe he's been carrying for 3,000 years. I don't know if a Torkoal lives that long, but it probably lives a long time. Like real tortoises. I don't think real tortoises live thousands of years, but you get the idea. See, if we can one-shot this Golurk, we might still get the Xerneas sweep. Otherwise, someone else will have to close this out. Okay. Time left for one more attack. See how your Sigilif takes a Moonblast. And it's gone. How's that, AZ? Feel like you're properly living again? I'm not talking over the... Thank you very much for battling with me. Now I finally feel free. In a moment, you're going to get a scene that I'm not talking over. You know the one. Free from the part of me mired in sorrow, the part of me that built the ultimate weapon. Look at that beautiful city now. We'll get another good look at it soon. Chirp, chirp. That 3,000 years moment gets memed a lot, and understandably so. It's a good meme, but have you ever seen a more touching scene in a Pokemon game? I can't think of one off the top of my head. 3,000 years of regret, at long last. Healed enough. Professor Sycamore suggests that the Floette was waiting all this time. Mysterious fairy that it is, was it lurking out of sight? Waiting for AZ to recover from the trauma he inflicted on himself? Or was it drawn into the crowded scene in Lumio City at just the right time? In any case, AZ's back. He's ready to live life again. No longer a shell of a man like he was for 3,000 years. Say what you want about the story of this game, but that moment sure stores up the old emotions. Anyway, for the kind of playthrough that this is, I think we sit and watch the credits. I don't think I stop recording in the middle. See if I spot anything interesting in this artwork. It looks like a letter in the grass. Don't know what it's doing there. Rollerblades. Prism Tower. See what they do with that next year. I don't know what the time period is going to be for ZA. See if it's even in the game, or if it's being built, or if it's being enhanced. See what's at the core of Lumio City, in the very core of the Kalos region. When we get a new perspective next year. There's the Poké Flute. Remember when that was in this game? And the Mega Ring, the keystone embedded in it. Not a whole lot of attention drawn to the keystone in this game. But of course we see other Mega items in a Mega Ruby Alpha Sapphire. We get the keystone in the Gen 7 games. The bottom screen right now is text that says, you and I were born right here in the same world, and then it also says the same thing in French. For this one brief life, we're beneath the same sky. Actually, it doesn't say the same thing in French. I think it says something different. The great flow of time, the wide expanse of space. Yeah, but that first text is gone now. We're lucky enough to share this lifetime we get. My bad, there's a bilingual bonus here. The French says different things. We can gain more if we give. By taking, we only lose. As the ultimate weapon shows up on the top screen. Let's make this a new age where we show our gratitude. There's a fragile bud of hope blooming in each of our hearts. Don't you take that away. Our dreams are meant to be shared. Let it grow, let it live. Let us see what it will bring. It's a fairy badge. Brand new fairy type in this game. When we share in our love, we make a beautiful world. Search it out and find the way. The point where we can all meet. The point where we're all the same. There it lies, the future we seek. Start from there, and then we'll forge a world where all can be free. Got Lysander's weird bugs up there. Free to dream and free to smile, free to be who we will be. Let's make sure we create a world of our hopes and dreams. We got the Xerneas tree up in the top screen. In our brief lives, and then a bunch of languages, we've managed to meet, treasure this gift, this precious time that we have in our brief lives. We've managed to meet, treasure this gift, this precious time that we have. We're back in Vanderbilt town, where it all began. course, is not over yet. We'll do a post-game episode. And I feel like I might need to dwell a little bit more on... Bulbapedia is telling me it's a song, but whatever. The poem/song that showed up on screen over the credits. I guess it kind of dovetails with what Serena was saying about the connection about how she connects with the player character. Free to pursue our hopes and dreams. Going about this region in our own ways, but finding common ground and branching off through there. That's the way to build the future that we want. Feels like the themes of this game took a turn that were not quite entirely obvious to me early on, but... Hey, I suppose that, again, goes to what Lysander was missing all this time. He sees himself as a special, chosen one, kingly figure, kind of necessarily separated from everyone else, and so he doesn't form those connections. He doesn't meet people where they are. And he tries to force his own will in the region, and the region rejects it. And the rest of us form connections and pursue our hopes and dreams together. I'll turn that over in my head some more. I'll probably do at least a short final thoughts video at the end of the series, but for now, one episode of gameplay left. Just one, I think. Anything I do in the post-game, I'll do in one episode. And in the meantime, we did it! Champion defeated, now we're the champion. Let's see what this region has for a champion next time. See you then.